Hello, my name's Robert Bowman. I'm with Bowman Sculpture, and this is our 6th time at the very well organised fair known as Fine Art Asia. This is our stand here, and we specialise in 19th and early 20th century sculpture. But the most expensive name, and probably the best known name in European sculpture, is that of Auguste Rodin. And here, on the stand in front of me, I have one of probably the best known sculptures in the world, Auguste Rodin's The Thinker. Rodin created The Thinker originally for 2 large gates known as the Gates of Hell. In fact, they were designed to be the entry portal into a museum for the decorative arts. Sadly, the museum was never built, but the sculptures which formed the gates were used extensively by Rodin and sold off as individual pieces. This example, cast by Alexis Roudier in 1927, has a particularly beautiful patina and a wonderful history. It's a work that I'm particularly proud to own, and I hope that we will find a really excited new owner who will also be pleased to own it.
My name is Fabio Rossi. I'm a dealer specializing in Himalayan art, mainly Tibet, Nepal, Mongolia, mainly Buddhist art. I'm a 2nd generation dealer. My mother started the business in the 70s, early 70s, and we were based in Italy at the time. We then moved to London in the mid 80s, and since 4.5 years I live in Hong Kong, where I have a gallery as well, keeping the gallery in London. We've been participating at Fine Art Asia since the very first edition in 2006. I remember that year we were a small group of dealers, about 20, with a lot of anticipation and excitement, but also some fears. But now, 10 years later, the fair has become an international event with dealers coming from all over Europe and representing the very best in all sort of field of art, from paintings to sculpture to jewelry and furniture. Over the years we have seen a growing interest in our field of expertise. We've been meeting many new clients every year, coming back to see us, and every year meeting some new faces. It's been exciting to be part of Fine Art Asia, and we look forward to the next 10 years.
My name is Lewis Smith, and the company I work for is Koopman Rare Art. We're specialist antique dealers in English, French and very high quality silver in general. We also have a huge selection of gold boxes which we display here at Fine Art Asia. Our other specialist subject is definitely English silver. Above here we see a pair of wine coolers made in 1714, given by the Queen of England to her ambassador to Portugal. There were 6 pairs of these known, and they're noted in the Royal Ledgers as one of the pairs given by Her Majesty the Queen. We also have a great collection of English silver from all ranges and all dates. This is silver from about 1810 in period 1820. We have silver from Paul Storr, made by Paul Storr, one of the great silversmiths. These were made in 1821. Here is a very interesting section because it's all silver gilt, and silver gilt was made for the very rich. It was made to, it was opulent, it was made to look opulent. The centre bowl here is a Warwick vase made by Paul Storr. We know who it was made for. Fine Art Asia gives us the chance to show the range of things that we do to a new clientele, a growing clientele. There's such enormous interest coming from both traditionally Hong Kong and mainland China.
Welcome to Bogosian. My name is Robert Bogosian, representing my family high-end jewelry business. We're a Swiss high-end jewelry house, and we've been participating now for 4 years in Fine Art Asia, which is the leading fine art fair in Asia. This year I came with quite a special piece. It's one of the most important emeralds that exists today in the market. It's an emerald with no indication of clarity enhancement, which we can see here. Most of the emeralds are enhanced. 99.9% of the emeralds are enhanced. This emerald has no treatment and it's a flawless stone. So it's quite an exceptional piece that we are very happy and proud to present now in Fine Art Asia.
Hi, I'm Daphne King, Director of Allison Fine Arts. Our gallery has been in business for over 30 years and is one of the oldest professionally run galleries in Hong Kong. We've been participating in Fine Art Asia since 2009, and I've seen the changes over the years in the fair. It's getting better and better and stronger, so I'm very happy to be taking part in this fair again this year. For this special 10th anniversary edition, we have specially designed a curated show which highlights 4 Chinese American artists, diaspora artists, who were the first generation of artists to leave China and to move to the US, or settle in the US. So first we have Chao Cheng-Chang, who studied at the Hangzhou Meishu Xuan, which is the school where Chu Te-chun and Zhao Wuqi studied as well. They all studied under the same master, Ling Fengmian. He settled in New York, and actually together with Wallace Ting, who is from Shanghai, or from Wuhan in China. He went to Paris for a little bit, but eventually settled down in New York as well. And the two of them were contemporaries and had kind of a love-hate relationship. And further down here in the booth, we have John Wei, another Chinese-American artist. He also went to Paris for a little bit and then eventually settled down in San Francisco in the US. He exhibited in Boston together with Jackson Pollock and Degotex, so very much influenced by the American abstract expressionist movement. And similarly, Qing Yi also followed in the same path as the 3 other artists. Also left China in the late 40s, early 50s, and settled in New York. Also during the height of the American abstract expressionist movement. So for this show, I wanted to bring something special, 4 masters together, and also to bring some quite spectacular pieces to this fair.
Pierre Dumonteil. I'm one of the exhibitors of this fair since now 6 years. And I was very proud to be a part of it, especially this year for the 10th anniversary of the creation of the fair in Hong Kong. Today is becoming the place to be in Asia if you want to exhibit in an art and antiques and contemporary and modern art fair. And the Hong Kong Fine Art Asia is probably now the one who will be for the future the most important. The painter is Helmut Kohler. As you can see, is very powerfully colorist, and it's interesting and signature work. For the sculptors, we have, of course, Jean-Marie Fiori, who is now one of the world's best known for animal sculpting artists. He already has many customers and collectors in Asia, especially in Hong Kong, Singapore, Thailand, and of course mainland. This one is a unique piece. It's carved in alabaster, and the polychromic is made by the artist himself after, very sophisticatedly. And this piece, of course, is more symbolic because of the year of this animal here, for the lunar year. This one is a kind of things he do now. It's useful pieces. It's between art and between design, because it's a bench. You have another one here, and the turtle one, of course, has been very successful. It's an edition, original edition of 25, and we already sold few of them. This one has been sold during the fair. Daniel Davio with Fiori is the other very important sculptor we have. This one is a very nice and incredible piece. Her name is Lola.
My name is Michael Goodhouse, and I've been exhibiting at this wonderful show, Fine Art Asia, for 9 years. But you know, I think that the most important thing to recognize in today's world, which is difficult for people in the West to understand, is that Chinese civilization is the longest civilization on this planet, that the situation currently in mainland China and in Hong Kong to some extent and in the diaspora is that there is a revolution, there's a cultural revolution, a real cultural revolution happening. And it's happening across the board. It's happening in music, it's happening in film, it's happening in philosophy, it's happening in art and design and theatre, in architecture. And it's difficult for people outside China or the diaspora to really understand from the West the magnitude of the huge changes that are happening culturally in the world today. We deal in Chinese art. We believe that Chinese art is the most interesting arena in the art world today, especially contemporary Chinese art, because boundaries are being broken. And what is interesting to us is, for example, artists like Lun Kuei-ting, who is actually a Hong Kong artist. But what is he doing? He's creating calligraphy, calligraphic abstract art, which is related and rooted to the great past of China on the one hand, the great canon of classical calligraphy on the one hand, but on the other hand, he's allowing it to be free enough and abstract enough to respond to a new world, to the new world of young people in Asia, but also in the West, who need to have something which is relevant and meaningful for today.